Roberts has been missing now for more than 24 hours. Missing now for more than 24 hours. Missing now.
What's up, guys? Ryo here yet again, and I wanted to do another Oh the Horror for you guys. It's been a very long time. Sort of got into the swing of things with that Mega Man X playthrough. It's still going. Another part might be up tonight or tomorrow. Yeah, I wanted to do this for a while now. This was a DVD that was gifted to me by B.W.S. Jr., and it is Cry Wolf. Let's get right into it. First thing you should note about this movie, I guess, is that, and I don't know if you guys will be able to see that, but I'll put it up there anyway. It won, basically the filmmaker, won an award through a Chrysler Film Festival, which gave them $1 million to make the film. And they did some stuff before that, both of which are on this edition. I believe the Tower of Babel, they say, led up to this film, but the film that won the film festival, I think, was called Manual Labor. So basically, they won the $1 million to make this film, and I think they won it in 2002. This came out in 2005, so it took them a while to get it out. But the names of the filmmakers, I should say too, are Jeff Wadlow and Beau Bauman, maybe. I believe that's how you pronounce it. And the film actually grossed, I think, internationally, like worldwide, like $15 million. So it did make a fair amount of cash. It made $10 million, I think, just in the States alone, and $5 million outside of the States. But to get into the movie, it's basically a whodunit set in, you know, the technological age of the late 90s. You know, yeah, that's the best way to put it. The problem, I guess, with this movie, and a lot of people aren't a fan of it, is basically that it was marketed as a slasher film. And you can see on the cover there, you got this scary looking dude with a knife and stuff like that. The film is not a slasher film, but it was really, really marketed as that. And a lot of people, of course, to this day, like they say, you know, this isn't a great slasher film, so they say, you know, don't check it out. But that's unfortunate because that's not what it should have been marketed as. It is a mystery. Along the lines of, I mean, it's not as good as, I'm not trying to say that, but it's something like I don't know, almost like 10 Little Indians, or something along that line, maybe crossed with a slasher film, because there are like slightly gory scenes, some kills, like not really, but a few, and it does have this killer who's called the Wolf. So basically the storyline is, you've got this guy named Owen who goes to this new school, private school, and he meets up, the first moment he gets there, he meets up with this young woman named Dodger, and basically she sort of befriends him right away because he helps her out, and she asks him to come in and join in on this game with her and her friends. And the game essentially, it's almost like a poker without the cards. One person is marked as the wolf, and essentially you make accusations around the room. If you make the accusation right, you get the wolf, you win the money. However, if you make an accusation and you're wrong, well, not technically wrong, if you make an accusation and not enough people in the room vote with you, you're already out anyway. However, if people voted with you, I don't understand the whole game. The game's not exactly they don't explain it too well, I don't think. Basically, you make accusations, if you're wrong, you're out, if you got them, you win. And you have to try and get through it. But anyway, Owen does very well in the first game and stuff like that. Eventually, you know, they decided they don't really want to play that game anymore, and Dodger suggests, well, why don't we try a new game? And basically there was a murder just before Owen gets there. A young girl, a townie as they call her, in the area was killed. So what they do is they create this, they say, well, why don't we create a fake killer and say that this killer's been around before and killed people in another school. It's all false. And send an email out to the whole student body, and then the idea, I guess, is to, I don't know, just to sort of, you know, get it out there, let people think the wolf's there, and then maybe mess with them and stuff like that. So he helps her out because he wants peace, and Owen and her send out this big mass email, and then all of a sudden he starts getting IMs from somebody calling himself the Wolf, and he gets in his head that this is the actual killer who saw the email and is now deciding to get retribution on him because he's a liar. And basically all this stuff starts happening to him and his friends. He can't figure out what it is. They all suspect each other because they all played the game. And in the end, you know, shit turns deadly. So that's basically the synopsis of the movie. Some things that I really liked about it, you know, it's shot well. It starts off like it's autumn and at the school, and they do some really nice stuff with the colors and things like that. And it looks really good, the transfer on the DVD. So it's like it's shot really cool. There's little things here and there that I thought were pretty neat. How it's written, there's some little. It's funny because they have the game. They play the game of the wolf, and they talk about tells. Owen goes on about tells from, you know, poker. Basically says, you know, this guy's got this tell, that, and the other thing. In the movie itself, it's almost like it's written into it that there are little tells as to possibly who the killer is, and I won't say anything else about it, but watching through it now a second time, I noticed these things. When I say second time, it's not the second time I watched the DVD. I went and saw this movie in theaters when it first came out because I thought it was going to be a cool little slasher film from Rogue Pictures. At the time, I remember I was a little disheartened because I expected a slasher film to not get one. Second time going through, I knew what I was getting into, and I actually couldn't remember the exact storyline, so that made it really kind of helpful. Like, I had an idea, and I could notice these little tells and stuff like that, but I still got to watch the movie almost fresh, which I thought was pretty cool. You know, some stuff that I noticed about it, though, I mean, there's this really cool scene. Sorry, I should just go into this first. There's this really cool scene where Owen and Dodger are in the stacks at a library, and basically what happens is there's lighting set up so that if you're in a section, it's lit up, but if you're not, it's not. It's sort of energy efficient kind of thing, I guess. And they notice that somebody else is down there with them, dressed up as the wolf. So they're trying to you know, figure out who it is. I think it's one of their friends and stuff like that. And they're just kind of, you know, traveling around. It's this intense little scene. At the end of it, Owen realizes he left his bag there, so he goes back when he gets there. When they were there and they were running around the stacks, they knocked a book over, and he picks it up, and it's Sean Sartre's No Exit, which comes up in, actually, oddly enough, I think Friday the 13th, Part 6. I think one of the kids that's laying in the bed is actually laying with a copy of it on his or her chest while he's sleeping. And that book is, I won't go into detail about that or anything like that, but you can look it up. I believe that's the one I think it is. It's the idea that it's like 3 people will end up in hell, and it's just a room with other people, and of course the famous phrase, you know, hell is other people. So it plays well into this sort of thing and stuff. I thought that was a nice little touch. You know, what else can I say? The cast was alright. Jared Padalecki shows up in this movie. It's an early Padalecki flick. I don't know if it's his first. Probably is, though. I'm trying to think what her name is. Julianne Morris, Lindy Booth. I'm assuming Julianne Morris is Owen and Lindy Booth is the girl that plays Dodger. They were, you know, good and all that stuff. The best in it, though, however, is John Bon Jovi. Plays a teacher in this, which he does a pretty good job of it, I have to say. The only other movie I think I've seen him in is, what was it called? Vampires Los Muertes, something like that. Like, I think it was a sequel to John Carpenter's Vampires. I think he was alright in that one too, although I don't remember what I really thought of the film. But I mean, all in all, what can I say about the movie? I liked it. I really liked watching it the second time through because, like I said, it's a neat little murder mystery. If you're into that sort of thing, you'll get a kick out of it. I mean, if you go in thinking this is a slasher film, which most people do because, again, the cover, and it was marketed as such, definitely marketed that way, you might not enjoy it as much because it's not in the least a slasher. I mean, I guess there are some slashing scenes, but I mean, I wouldn't go as far as to say that it's a slasher for sure. There is some stuff, you know, some chasing stuff and some intense stuff in it, but for the most part, it is, you know, who done it, who's pulling the strings, who is the wolf, and that sort of thing. So I would definitely suggest renting this if you want to check it out. Or I mean, I got this from US Junior, and he got it for $3 at Best Buy. So if you're in the States, you can pick up this, the DVD for $3. Maybe you should check it out. It might be your cup of tea. But guys, that's all I have to say on this one. I want to thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed and all that stuff, and hopefully I'll be able to come back at you with another the Horror in the near future. So yeah, I will talk to you guys later, and peace.